things are left behind with time. We forget about certain things and we remember others. But to forget or to remember something, you have to know it exists first. So let me tell you about something that only I and a few others remember. The almost extinct species of Wookers. Grab a snack and a drink because this one might be longer. You can also listen to this while doing something else. It's up to you. Before we get into the lore of this forgotten community, let me explain a couple of things. I'll be talking a lot about something called Amino. Amino is an app where you can join different communities. There are a multitude of different genres of communities. You can almost find anything. On this app, you can create posts in the communities you joined. Many art communities can be found there. Whether it be artists creating their own communities for their fans, or people creating communities for others to sell their art, Amino had it all. And yes, I do say had because I feel like this app really died down, but this could just be an impression. Now in this endless abyss of communities, you could find original species. For those who aren't familiar with these, original species are created by someone, usually with the intent of letting others create characters of said species. These species add trait sheets with specific attributes that character of the species could have. Communities were created around these original species. Events and raffles could be hosted in them. You get the main point. Now that this is out of the way, we can get to the interesting part. Wookers in themselves were pretty interesting. As you can see, they had a pretty standard figure, with the legs being like entry legs and just standing on two legs. But they had defining traits. The first trait that you'll notice is probably their big eye with teeth. A lot of people wondered in the servers, how do they eat? Because, their mouth is basically an eye. By looking through the wikis in the Amino server, you can actually find that they feed from their feet because their paws will take the energy from the plants and vegetation underneath them and use it and give it to the Wooker to give it energy. So that's a pretty cool concept. Another interesting trait is the orb. Wookers always have an orb where their heart would be, and it actually does act like a heart. If it breaks, the Wooker dies. If it's slightly broken, the Wooker is weaker. This is why they always have to protect it. Other traits that are notable but not as defining would be their big long arms, their slim and almost slick tail? I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Their antennas, and of course, their ears. They could also have whiskers and orbs in different places, but there are not a lot of Wookers like that. There was also a subspecies of the Wookers created by Rebel, which were called the Naki. These were like super cute creatures. I'm not gonna go too much in detail with them, because I didn't really mess around with these, but they're super cute. There was also another subspecies of the Wookers called Soakers, which were basically Wookers with slightly different traits and soap parts. As you can see, basically just bubbles everywhere, and honestly they're pretty cute. It was an interesting variant to the normal Wookers, but not a lot of people created some of these, since they were kind of more hidden, I would say. But that's about it. This is fun and all, but you don't even know where this species come from. This species originated in 2020 on Amino. The creator of the community, the leader, was called Mr. Nera. We'll talk about them later in this video. It's gonna get interesting. The Wookers Amino was surprisingly well organized. You could easily access all the important posts through a single pinned post. All the wikis made by Nera were sorted And amongst these wikis, you can find the shop where you could buy tickets to create Wookers. You could also find the Noki Island wiki, which explained all the habitats where Wookers lived. There were also different other wikis, like a lore wiki, trade sheet, master list, that were all created by Nera. Events and updates were regularly posted by the leader of this community, and many different adopts were made. If you don't know what adopts are, they're basically designs that artists would create and just sell. So you could say that this species was pretty active at some point, since there were art contests, raffles, and even themed events once in a while. Wookers also had a Discord server. If we go on this server currently, you can see that there's only one channel left, and it's basically a dead server. But what I remember from back in the days, there were a lot more channels and chat rooms for people to discuss. People could share their art on there, talk about Wookers. I think there was also a little bit of roleplay, but still it was less active and less prominent than the amino community. For a while, the Wooker species was thriving. People would constantly buy tickets from the shop and mutations to create original characters of the species. Adopts were posted frequently until one day, Nera just stopped posting. On August 19th of 2022, Mr. Nera sent a message in the Discord server. This message reads, "Tagging everyone, important. As you are probably aware, I am no longer taking care of the Wooker species. I am extremely sorry for this inactivity and complete absence of the community. I take full responsibility. I will be gradually closing this server, meaning I'll start closing channels. Honest apologies to everyone who got involved. I kind of moved on without telling anyone. You are all amazing people and artists. Have a great time this summer. Lots of love from your boy Nera." This was the official death of the Wooker species. But the story doesn't stop there. We still have to talk about the leader and creator, Mr. Nera. Mr. Nera was their name on the Amino server. But by going through their Amino profile, you could find their DeviantArt and Toyhouse. Both of these accounts' username was Cosane. By looking at their DeviantArt page, we can see that they went inactive in December 2021. As for Toyhouse, the last character they uploaded was posted about 3.5 years ago. Beyond that, they kept posting on the Amino server till January 2022, was the result of an art contest that they hosted. Why would I talk about this dead species and its lost creator? Well, maybe it's to relive the moments I passed in the community, or maybe it's to document what happened. Also, this creator isn't actually lost. This untraceable artist is actually me. Yup, I'm the creator of the Wooker species. I'm the one who was pulling the strings and running the Amino server and Discord server. I decided to move on because I was working on this YouTube channel at the same time of running a species and community that no one knew about. It was really fun, honestly, and I kinda miss Wookers. This is why I decided to make this in-depth video on something no one was aware of. Although the species died a while ago, maybe we could resurrect it. Wookers were once a closed species, but I'm giving everyone who watched this video to create Wookers as they please. You can do whatever, and feel free to share your creations with me on social media. Go create and be free. And of course, may our destinies cross again.